Why do Digga D and Central Cee despise each other? Is there legit bad blood between these UK rap titans, or as Bambino smirked, is it all just hype and no bite? In the shadow of West London's gilded facades, where Kensington's mansions loom over Ladbroke Grove's weathered estates, a story unfolds that's as raw as the drill beats echoing through the night. This is no ordinary tale of music and fame. It's a saga of loyalty, betrayal, and a tool that carved a rift between two of UK drill's brightest stars. Digga D, born Reese Herbert, and Central Cee, born Oakley Caesar Sue, were once schoolboys sharing the halls of Chelsea Academy. Their paths diverged into a feud that would set the streets ablaze, fueled by a 2018 incident between the two that lingers like a ghost in their rhymes. It was 2015, and Ladbroke Grove was a paradox, a borough of Rolex-wearing heiresses and kids scraping by without electricity. Digga D, a wiry teenager with a sharp tongue, was rising within 1011, a crew born from the splintered 916 gang. Their music was a Molotov cocktail, unfiltered, graphic, and fearless, detailing street life with a brutal honesty that shocked the UK drill scene. Across town in Shepherd's Bush, Central Cee, a few years older, was hustling to support his family. Quitting a shoe store job, he dabbled in music on street heat, his wavy sound struggling to break through. But the streets had other plans, pulling him into the orbit of 12 World and 12 Anti, rivals to Digga's 1011. The spark came in 2016 when the gang 916 collapsed, which in turn birthed warring factions. Ladbroke Grove's 1011, repping the W10 and W11 postcodes, clashed with Shepherd's Bush's 12 Anti. By April 2017, the feud turned sour. T-Wiz, a rival from Norbrook, stepped out of his home and was ambushed by two figures linked to 1011. A tool touched him and he collapsed in an alley, his life fading 100 yards from safety. Digga D and 1011 turned the tragedy into a taunt, mocking T-Wiz's passing in tracks that racked up millions of views. The audacity, rapping about real tragedy, catapulted 1011 to infamy, but it painted a target on their backs that would end up following Digga D for years to come. Now we get to the part you've been waiting for, the real reason you're here. November 30th, 2018 became the feud's darkest chapter. Under the flickering streetlights of Davisville Road in Shepherd's Bush, Central Cee and his brother, a known figure in 12 Anti's ranks, were posted outside a Sainsbury's. The air was thick with tension when two shadows emerged from the night, their eyes glinting with intent. Words escalated into a verbal firefight, years of postcode grudges boiling over. Then a tool flashed, a danger gleaming under the fluorescent haze, touching deep just below Central's brother's left shoulder. Crimson claret erupted, soaking his shirt as he staggered into the store, collapsing amid aisles of bread and canned goods. Shoppers screamed. Police swarmed, frantically stemming the wound as the attackers vanished into the labyrinth of West London's estates. Whispers from the streets, amplified by the social media rumour mill, pinned the assault on 1011, with Digga D's name swirling in the madness. Digga was arrested alongside a mate, the cuffs snapping shut as police scoured the scene. But the evidence was thin, grainy CCTV, conflicting stories, and both walked free, the case crumbling under the weight of no further action. Yet a deeper wound festered. Street whispers, later echoed in hushed conversations among 1011 affiliates, suggested Digga believed Central Cee and his brother had snitched to the feds, pointing fingers to save their own skin. True or not, the accusation burned into Digga's psyche, birthing a hatred that would define their rivalry. In his 2021 plugged-in freestyle, Digga spat venom, calling Central a good ute, a biting jab implying he was soft, a snitch who stood by while his brother got injured. Don't compare me to Central Cee. He just stood there and watched when his brother. I went to jail for that little, he rapped, the line a Molotov tossed into the feud's embers. Fans debated, was it truth or Drill's theatrical flex? Our own digging into obscure X-posts and private drill forums reveals a lesser-known detail. Digga wasn't the tool wielder that night. He was only present, a shadow in the anarchy, but the actual work was done by a loyal 1011 soldier, a name whispered only in the deepest corners of Ladbroke Grove's estates. However, this was never confirmed by police or press. So it could all just have been a fairy tale. Who knows, right? Digga, however, couldn't escape the law's grip. Days earlier, on November 9th, 2018, police stopped his cruise car near Portobello Road. He bolted, face masked, but was tackled with a tool stuffed down his trousers. Weapons littered the vehicle. At 17, Digga was sentenced to a year in a detention unit for conspiracy to commit violent disorder. His lyrics played in court as proof of his ties to unsolved crimes. YouTube purged his videos, and a criminal behavior order banned him from rapping about rivals or the deceased, forcing drill artists to soften their edge. Yet, even behind bars, Digga's star rose. His 2019 album Double Tap Diaries dropped, with No Diet hitting 26 million views. Prison wasn't kind, though. A tool to his eye left him partially blind, a scar he'd later wear like a badge. Central Cee, meanwhile, was rewriting his story. Emerging in 2020 with Day in the Life and the explosive Loading, which soared to 80 million views, he traded gritty disses for slick, pop-infused drill. His Instagram dripped with style, his pretty boy vibe pulling a global fan base. But the past wouldn't stay buried. As previously mentioned, in 2021, Digga D's plugged-in freestyle reignited the feud, boasting, "Don't compare me to Central Cee." He just stood there and watched when his brother, "I went to jail for that little..." The line, laced with bravado, ignited questions that still linger. Was it cold truth, or just Drill's stage performance? Central hit back in his 23 mixtape, slyly jabbing Digga's ex, Tennessee, with, "I want to hit Tennessee, and I don't mean Nashville." Digga fired back on Instagram, mocking Central for dodging a direct clash. And also he was letting everyone know who he truly believes rules West London. The streets hummed with whispers of vengeance. In 2023, Bine tore through a car while Digga D was on holiday in Jamaica, a violent echo some link to Central Cee's circle. But insiders suggest it was more likely tied to Marlo P and his team, allegedly. Digga, unfazed, unleashed a torrent of Instagram rants, firing shots at Central and others, his words crackling with defiance. Some claimed Central Cee fled to America to escape retaliation, believing he could have allegedly orchestrated the attack on Digga, but others saw it as him simply being on a global grind, promoting hits like Commitment Issues and Obsessed With You. They argued he was a megastar on a promo tour, not a fugitive scared of Digga D. However, a few years later, Central Cee would rap, "I can get a man bun for 100 grand. This went over a lot of people's heads, but to the trained ear it only fueled speculation. Was he simply flexing wealth, or suggesting he had made moves in the past? Digga, thriving on controversy, stayed rooted in Ladbroke Grove's madness, his bad boy image a beacon for the streets. As of August 31st, 2025, the feud burns in bars, not blood. However, at the Met Gala, Central Cee was seen throwing up gang signs that were very disrespectful towards Digga D, so who knows if this beef is still ongoing or not. But the real question here is this rivalry a serious matter? The simple answer is yes, it is. Family members have been injured. Alleged assassinations have taken place. This isn't your average playground fallout, and it won't be settled over a game of FIFA. It's your boy, the one and only David Strappingborough, aka Mr. Inconspicuous, back with another original, unique and creative documentary. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more updates. The streets have spoken. This video is an investigative documentary. It does not intend to mock, shame or humiliate any individuals or groups involved. No unverified claims or allegations are presented as fact. All information included has been publicly shared by third parties, media sources, or the individuals themselves. I'm not responsible for the accuracy or opinions expressed in third-party content. This video is created under fair use for commentary, analysis, and reporting, and complies with YouTube's community guidelines. This video does not seek to glorify or glamorize negative behavior, but aims to provide an educational insight into realities often overlooked or unseen by the wider public. As I always say, there's one simple rule: if you don't speak on it, I can't report on it. I hope you enjoy the video. Some things are better left unsaid. The streets have spoken,